Hi, it's Wyndham. More often than not, with these videos, I start with a story or a question. I try to find a way to grab your attention. But today, what I want to talk about, I don't feel inclined to do so. What I want to talk about today, I want to get straight to the point. He says, 30 seconds in and not having got to the point. But here it is. No matter the stories you tell yourselves, no matter the limitations you think shroud your life, irrespective of your perceived inability to meet people's standards, no matter how bad you feel about yourself, you are not broken. Let that land. See how you feel about that. There'll be some of you kind of go, obviously I'm not broken. You look to brush it off. And then maybe over time, if you come back to this, maybe you'll give yourself a little time and that will start to resonate a bit more. For some of you, that will have landed hard. And I know it will have landed hard because it did for me. And we are unique, and yet there is more that connects us than divides us. I had this, not a revelation this weekend, I've known it and embodied it for a long time, but this weekend I was giving myself some time for contemplation, and almost every one of my clients has this sense that we uncover at some point that they are broken. And the reason this is such an important term to bring our awareness to our relationship with is because the language we use, I've said it so many times, is incredibly important. And the reason it's important is because language is incredibly powerful. So when we say of other people, no, they're pretty broken, aren't they? That's not a surface level, superficial judgment. Every term we use has a deeply nuanced and layered meaning behind it. So in a coaching environment, any coach worth their salts will be helping their clients discover what they individually mean by the word broken. But this is not a coaching session, so I'm going to shortcut the process for you. I'm not going to slow walk you to it. I'm going to tell you what that word in its nuanced form means when we use it about ourselves or other people. When we think broken, we think permanent. Imagine a porcelain vase. If you drop it, it's broken. If it's chipped, well, chipped is different from broken. With a vase, a broken vase is unable to perform its main function. If it's on the floor in pieces, you can't put anything in it. It is incapable of doing what it was supposed to do. So when we as human beings use the word broken, either about ourselves or about other people, the nuanced, layered meaning is that they're incapable of being what they're supposed to be. And if we use it externally, if we are using that term about other people, we need to be very careful, because what we project is often a mirror image of what we feel inside. So if there are moments when you feel that you just can't do what you believe is expected of you. And as a result, that must mean that you are broken. What you are actually saying to yourselves is that you are incapable of being what you believe a human being should be. We have to eradicate that language, because the reality is nobody is broken. What we are, almost universally, is wounded. Some of us are deeply, deeply wounded. But until we bring our awareness to that very human trait, the trait of being wounded by people around us, situations around us, before we are at a point in our lives where we have built the robustness of character, or our filter of what is true and not true, what applies to us and what doesn't apply to us, before we have those processes, those patterns of thought and action and behavior in place, we all have wounds. So the question isn't, I'm broken, what can I do about it? Oh, nothing, because I'm broken. I am the vase on the floor in pieces. The question becomes, well, where are my wounds? Why am I wounded? And what can I do about it? Because there is always something that can be done about it. The path to healing those wounds, it's not easy. Oh my God, it's not pain-free. But the other side of that healing, the world is a very different place. I leave you with that. I wish you a peaceful and joyful few days. Ask yourself, are you wounded or are you really broken? And if you are landing on the term broken, I promise you it's not true. We are all wounded. And if we can give ourselves the time, the space, the intentional commitment, the boldness, the bravery, the courage to go in search of those wounds, then we can consciously start to heal them. I'll leave you with that. Wish you a peaceful, joyful few days, and I will speak to you soon.